Hey everyone, today I'm going to give you a less is more approach to makeup, which you know, sometimes I like more is more, especially when it comes to highlight or liquid lip or mascara, just pile it on. But I told you guys, if you saw my IMATS haul, the fun stuff I learned while I was there from some of the industry leaders was the ability to create makeup that doesn't look like makeup. So of course there was the whole fantasy makeup and special effects makeup that I got to see being presented at IMATS, but also Sian Richards from the London Brush Company is a makeup artist from London, and I talked a little bit about her, and some of you found her on Instagram, and thank you, that was great, the shout out to her about me. Anyway, she presented a session, and she is a makeup artist for television and film. So she has done Queen Latifah for Bessie, I think it was. She did Halle Berry for Cloud Atlas. She does Naomi Watts for, I think, Red Carpet or maybe different films. But anyway, the point is she applies makeup to her clients that doesn't look like makeup. So if you watch, let's say, Downton Abbey, and you see how close up the camera gets to their face, and you can see their complexion looks flawless, but it also looks natural, like it looks like skin. It doesn't look like they're wearing makeup. Like maybe you can tell that, Mary or Edith are wearing like a little bit of something on their lips or something on their lashes, but it doesn't look like makeup. And so that was kind of her philosophy, was sharing with us she called it a facelift with makeup, but the point of creating the illusion of flawless skin that still looks human and still looks somewhat imperfect, but definitely, covers any kind of imperfections that bug you, or whether it slenderizes your nose or carves your cheekbones or covers redness, those kinds of things. If you're new to my channel, you should understand that I am not a makeup artist that has been professionally trained. I have been a self-taught makeup artist and have been around makeup for close to 3 decades. So I started young. I was 5 when I started. No, I'm just kidding. So I definitely I am no expert. I don't proclaim to be. However, I just thought I would share with you the things I learned, as well as experimenting with it on myself to see how much I could duplicate it. So she had a model in her 40s that she presented to us, and she basically did a side-by-side. So she did half her face, and then she left the other half without anything. And it was just fun to see her cover any of the little, things that person didn't like. And she, she just made this woman look fresh and beautiful and not really that different, if that makes sense. So she did a full face of makeup, just not so much makeup. She did not bake. She did not pile on highlighter. And so a few things that she talked about that I will kind of share with you. My personal favorite is RCMA. This is an LA company, I believe. This is another one that is in the professional. This is Mayron. This is kind of pro makeup. It's a palette. And then I showed you guys the color correctors in both forms, as well as this one is from Australia. It's from a brand called Marinesse, and it's a color corrector too. So the point is not just using yellow and green or kind of like a light shade. She blends, Sian Richards feels like the skin is not one color. So that's why she's constantly mixing several colors while she applies. And she used a brush like this, a very flat kind of synthetic brush. Did things all in very small, even strokes. She took her time. She blended and blended and blended, you know, so, I mean, she was, yeah, so, oh, here, like this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of edit it down because she took an entire hour. And secondly, this may seem like a long process at first, but if this is something you're interested in doing on yourself, I suggest that you practice it when you don't have anywhere to be. So not, of course, before you have to get out the door to work or before an event that you're getting ready for, but where you have, you know, like an hour at home and you can just play and really kind of figure out what works, and then you can shave this down to like, okay, so I'm going to use the RCMA and I'm going to use the NYX, and I'm just going to kind of go all over the place with it. My face is primed with moisturizer. I have the MAC Time Check lotion on. I haven't been using primer formally in a while. I guess. I don't know why. That's weird because I'm usually very much into my primer. So I'm taking my Vanity Planet. I'm taking just this, it's a synthetic flat brush, and I'm going to dip it in the NYX green. And remember, you can use yellow too to cancel out red. And I am just going to go around. Oops, see, that's a little bit thick. She actually did everything in really thin coats, and she she did what's called dry brushing. She didn't use any sponges. She didn't use any, you know, any products that were liquid and thick. She just did everything blended out with a brush, and the brush was dry because she was using whatever based products, you know, like whatever they were, oil. So I'm just kind of dabbing it around my hand first, and then I'm gonna just do one side for time, but every side is different. And that was the other thing that, you know, I noticed that she was explaining, is that sometimes, you know, if you have like your lip is lopsided or your eye droops or whatever happens to be, that, you know, our faces are not symmetrical you know, naturally. They just aren't. They're just not symmetrical. Our eyebrows are different, our eyes are different, our lips are different from one side to the next. It's just the way it goes. Okay, so speaking, and let me just share with you. One, she was like, there are no rules in makeup, and if there are rules, they're meant to be broken. God bless her, because like, hello, if somebody tells me one more time I was using that brush wrong, or I did something wrong, or I wasn't supposed to put that product there, it's like, what? She's like, and by the way, she was using a brush no bigger than this for the whole face. So she believes in a smaller brush for even the entire face. So if you're using a blush brush to apply foundation and you like it, don't let anyone tell you differently. Like, if you're using something like this and you think it's great and you apply foundation all over the face with it, but it's not a huge, big foundation brush, then go for it. If you're applying powder on someone and you're only using this little brush instead of some big powder brush, fine. That's okay. It's not like, it's just this, it's not a doctor's tools where, oh my God, you have to use that particular whatever for that particular incision. You know, this is makeup. Yeah. And so then she's like, and if it, you know, if one thing works and one thing doesn't, like if this product works here, but it's meant for down here, don't worry about it. Use it. So I just was like, I love this woman because she's just, you know, she's saying what I want to hear because it's my philosophy. I don't like it when people tell me where I'm supposed to put things, because I will tell them where to put that thing. Okay, so I have this little like dot right here. Yeah, it's like an age spot or sun damage. And I'm going to zoom in for you guys. And it's, you know, whatever. In fact, that's a little bit light. So I'm going to take a darker color and I'm kind of going around it, and I've got a few of them all up my forehead. And they're just like freckly things. Yeah, they're not fun. Some of this, you know, the bargain and of the week NYX highlighter pencils, you can use those easy. Okay, I'm gonna go in a little more with the yellow. My nose just gets so red. So I'm kind of, that feels like a lot to me. So I really kind of canceled everything out. And I just feel like I'm red everywhere, so I'm definitely applying a lot of red. I mean, a lot of yellow and green. And I feel like I'm red right here. I'm gonna take this pinky shade right here, and I'm going to put that in this socket area that gets so dark. And I'm also gonna go in the Catrice kind of orangey shade. I'm gonna mix the two using the back of my hand, and I'm just gonna kind of do that. I am definitely half and half here. I'm going to take a bigger brush and just kind of blend it out. So as you can see, my skin is showing through. I am not perfect right here. But I am less imperfect. Okay, now I'm gonna take just sort of like a beigey shade. Where is my RCMA? Here it is. So I'm gonna just take actually my Morphe E45. And this is RCMA KO2. And I'm just gonna kind of warm up where I put all that color corrector. You know, another thing that works great with this is a blender that you can just dab in. The idea is that you want to go in thin layers. You're not just like smearing pancake makeup on your face, you know? At least not for this demonstration. You can contour. How about that? I'm going to take this peach some more and just highlight right under here. So I feel like that gets really dark. It's still kind of peachy. I'm going to take a darker shade and I'm going to put it in this RCMA. It's KO7. I'm going to mix it a little bit with KO4. And I'm going to just kind of carve out my cheekbone a little bit. See, I kind of have a natural highlight now. And I can take this up to my hairline to just kind of give it a little bit of contour. I can also take it down my nose if I want. See, I'm adding color and shade without completely, you know, painting on my face. It's way more subtle this way. Also, I'm going to take that RCMA, the KO2, and I'm going to put it right here on my lip because I feel like I have shadows right there. Oh, and another thing is, if you get like the parenthesis, take a lighter shade and put it kind of where those parentheses, see right here. I don't have those, but I know that that's like a concern for some people. Okay. You can also, as you even out the lid from like veins and, you know, whatnot, let's get in there. You can kind of carve out a bit of a contour, a little bit of a angle you want now. So you can also take that color we did with the corrector, the orange, and if you want to add a little color back into the skin, you can do that. But this just shows how versatile having like some kind of giant palette is with so many different shades. Now I'm going to take a little bit of the RCMA no color powder. Ben Nye makes a no color powder. I have found it on Amazon for $6, but then sometimes it's $12, so I'm confused why that is. I'm just taking a fluffy synthetic brush and I am going to lightly dust the powder to set the makeup, but not to bake or cake or anything like that. And she actually, on her example, did not powder the woman's skin right here. She said she doesn't like doing that because then it just looks crepey. And girl, I hear ya. Too much powder, yeah. But let me show you up close. Okay, so you can see lots of red, lots of imperfection, dark. But then here, I'm still kind of me. I'm just less, you know, less, let's bring the light. So this is clearly a specific technique, and if you would rather wear more makeup or rather have a little bit more of a finished, you know, you don't mind where, oh, you know, it looks like you're wearing makeup, but it's still not cakey. Doesn't, I mean, I wear makeup all the time and it's clearly obvious, but I don't think I look like cake face. But this is just to show you really what you can do with shading and highlighting that's not in the typical contour and highlighting we always hear about. So I'm just sharing it with you guys. And yeah, I feel like I could go on Downton Abbey with just this side of my face. Lighting is such a huge thing because when I go like this, you don't see the circles as much as when I go like this. But you can tell how much more this one is lit up right there versus right there. I have like the blue. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful in some shape or form. If you have any questions, of course, leave them in the comments for me. And I hope you like this video. And thanks so much for supporting my channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.